The next problem is to find the LCM of these two expressions here. So first thing we'll do is to express these two expressions into the product of their prime factors. So let's start with 6x squared minus 54. So 6x squared minus 54. So 6 and 54 are both divisible by 6. So we pull out 6. Now we divide. 6x squared divided by 6 is x squared. 54 or negative 54 divided by 6 is negative 9. Now we can still factor out 6. So that is 2 times 3. Now to try to see x squared minus 9 can be expressed again in this form, which is difference of two square numbers. X squared is a square number, and then 9 is a square number. So 9 can be expressed as 3 squared. So we have two square numbers. So we have now x squared minus 3 squared. Okay, we did not change the value. We just changed the form of your 9 into a square number so that we can follow this form or format. So your a now is x and your b is 3. Let us follow that format. So my a is x. I would just write here x and then x. My b is 3, 3, 3. And then one should get a positive sign and one should get a negative sign. So either way, it doesn't matter. So we have minus and then plus. So that's how to factor out the first expression. Now to factor out the second expression, check your 9, 54, and 81. They're all divisible by 9. So we will pull out 9. So 9x squared divided by 9, that will give us x squared. Negative 54x divided by 9, that will give us 6x. And then 81, positive 81 divided by 9, that will give us 9. Now we can still factor out 9. That is 3 times 3. Now this is a quadratic expression. So we can use here our guess and check method. Factor out your x, that's x and x. Factors of 9, positive 9, that if you add up, you'll get a 6. So that's 3 and 3. Now observe the sign, that's positive, so they must have the same signs. That's negative, so both should get a negative sign. So let's check that. Negative 3 times negative 3, that's positive 9. Negative 3 plus negative 3 will be negative 6. Okay, now let's arrange now our prime factors here. That's 2 times 3, x minus 3, x plus 3. Next is 3 times 3, x minus 3, x minus 3. Now we will apply here the barbecue stick method. So we will put a line on the factors. So do we have a common factor for 2? No. Put a line on it. But still, we should write that as one factor here. That 3 here, it has a pair here, so put a line on it or a barbecue stick on those two factors, and they should be these two factors now will be one factor here because they are in one line. Now I have another factor here which is 3. I don't have a pair, so I'll put a line on it. Write it as 1 here. X minus 3, I have an x minus 3 here, so put a line on it or a barbecue stick and write it as one factor here. X plus 3, I don't have a pair there, but still I need to write a line on it. X plus 3, then x minus 3, x minus 3. So this is now the factor, this is now the LCM of the two expressions. So let us just simplify here. Actually, you can write this as your final answer. I can accept that, but you can also rewrite that into this form. So what's 2 times 3 times 3? So that's 18. That's 18 times x minus 3 times x plus 3 times x minus 3. So observe you have two x minus 3's. So you can also write that in this form, x minus 3 squared times x plus 3. So this is now your final LCM.